Pasta for me is like ice cream. It's comfort food. Now, I avoid carbs like pasta, but when I'm in the mood, I pull all the stops. And if I eat traditional wheat pasta, I just don't feel very good afterwards. There are almost countless varieties of gluten-free pasta on the market today, but they're not cheap. Some of them cost up to 5 times their traditional wheat equivalent. Today I'm going to cook 7 gluten-free pastas to determine which one tastes the best, has the best mouthfeel, and which one resembles traditional wheat pasta the most. Hey friends, my name is George Gianaris. I'm a chef for 36 years, and if you're here, it's because you like to eat healthy, save money, and cook like a pro. Today you're going to save a lot of money, because I'm going to go through these pastas here, and they're quite expensive. How did I come about picking these 7? Well, I found the ones on Amazon that had the best reviews. The only one I didn't buy, even though it had high reviews, was the Barilla brand. Even though it did get a ton of positive reviews online, I chose not to review it. Now, I've tried both the spaghetti and the penne from this pasta. I didn't particularly care for the texture, and it had an excessively strong corn flavor. To me, this one closely resembles traditional wheat pasta. As a matter of fact, I've served this to friends, family, and customers, not telling them that it was gluten-free, and nobody made mention about it being any different. Other than the bio nature, I've never tasted any of these before. Today is going to be the first time that I'm trying 5 of these pastas, and I'm not really sold on the La Molisana brand. Number 1, because it's not organic, and number 2, because it's made with corn, and I really feel that corn is not the best ingredient for you to eat. Some of these are made with chickpeas, some are made with lentils, some of them are organic, and some of them are not. I also decided not to review spaghetti or linguine. I've served a lot of gluten-free pasta in my restaurant, and I find that people prefer the shapes like fusilli and penne more so than strands like spaghetti and linguine. I believe that it also holds up better on the table before you serve it. What am I looking for today? The Holy Grail, an organic, corn-free pasta that tastes like traditional wheat pasta. I'm gonna cook the pasta according to the directions on each box. Add a little butter and season with just a little salt. Let me give you some pointers and tips about how to cook gluten-free pasta. For starters, undercook it a little bit. What happens with gluten-free pasta is it doesn't have gluten in it, which is the primary thing that causes it to have that elasticity in wheat pasta. So if you overcook it, it turns to mush. It's almost better if the cooking process for the pasta finishes on the table. The timer starts to tick when the pasta is strained. If you're gonna serve the pasta 10 minutes from when it's strained, make it al dente. 20 minutes, almost keep it undercooked. When I know the pasta is not gonna be served immediately, I add a little saved water from the pot. Now, how much pasta water you should add back to the pasta once it's strained and how long you should cook it for, a lot of it really depends on the pasta that you choose. As a general rule of thumb, only cook it for the minimum time that is recommended on the box. As far as reintroducing the water back into the pasta, I would just add enough to keep it from sticking together. Definitely don't make it soupy. This pasta is from Banza. It's made mostly of chickpea flour and requires that you rinse it. Now, obviously, you're not gonna add any water to this pasta, and I'm assuming that once you rinse it, you're pretty much gonna eat it as soon as it comes onto the table. Keep the pasta separate from the sauce or bolognese when you serve it. Now, say you don't wanna add any extra oil or butter to your pasta because you don't wanna introduce more fats to your dish. What you may wanna do is add some of what you're serving the pasta with to the pasta, but not a lot, just enough to keep it from sticking together. Otherwise, the excess moisture will make the pasta fall apart. Can you make dishes like macaroni and cheese with gluten-free pasta? You sure can. I made gluten-free mac and cheese and placed it head-to-head with my son's awesome mac and cheese recipe. A link to that will pop up in the top right-hand corner at the end of this video. So let's give it a go. First one here is from a brand called Banza. It's not organic and it's made with chickpeas, but it also does contain tapioca starch and xanthan gum. According to the manufacturer here, it's got double the protein of your average pasta, coming in at 22 grams per serving versus 13, a significant amount more of fiber, and almost half the carbs of traditional pasta per serving. This was rinsed, and I actually had some of this before it was rinsed. It was very chalky. Let's see what happens when you rinse it. The mouthfeel is almost like it crumbles. It doesn't quite resemble pasta, traditional pasta. It almost has like, you bite into it, has no springiness to it. It's almost like mushes. This pasta here is from Ancient Harvest, and I like it already because it's organic. Unfortunately, it does contain corn. The manufacturer recommends that you cook the pasta from 6 to 9 minutes and you rinse it. That is more springy. Very similar to traditional elbow pasta. Not quite, I would say maybe 8 out of 10 in similarity, but it does contain corn. It is organic. This brand of pasta is rotini. It's made from 100% red lentils, and it is organic. You're supposed to cook it for between 8 to 10 minutes, and you are not supposed to rinse it. Did I try? You could definitely taste a little bit of the lentil in it, but it's not bad. Definitely not as springy, but not a bad texture in your mouth. Maybe a 6 out of 10 in resemblance to, 7 out of 10 resemblance to pasta, where the Bonza is more like a 5 out of 10, but not bad. Nice flavor, nice finish in your mouth. This pasta is really interesting because it's made mostly from rice flour and quinoa flour, and it comes from Bolivia. On the label it says bio, which tells me that it is organic. Funny thing is the cooking instructions. Boil until happy. When you stick your fork in it, it feels like you're sticking your fork in traditional penne pasta. Really nice texture. You could definitely taste that quinoa aftertaste. It's not terrible. Good elasticity. It is organic, and there's no corn. Just a touch mushy. So I would say, in comparison to regular penne, I would give it like an 8 out of 10. Not bad. Here's the one I've been using for years and I really like, La Molisana. Unfortunately, it's not organic and it does contain corn flour. Manufacturer recommends that you cook it for around 11 minutes and you do not rinse it. You'd have a hard time telling the difference between this and traditional fusilli. It has a very nice taste. So far, this one resembles pasta, the regular pasta, like 9.5 out of 10. Taste is right there. Mouthfeel is right there. Very good. This one is 100% organic and it's 100% brown rice. According to the manufacturer, Jovial, you're only supposed to cook it for about 12 minutes and you don't need to rinse it. Got a nice springiness to it when you stick your fork in it. Very nice flavor. This is a little bit more like pasta, the La Molisana, but this is very close. No aftertaste. It's very nice. I would consider using that. Very tasty. And here we have Bio Nature, which I've used extensively in the past. I do like it because it's 100% organic, and I also like this because it's made with rice and lentil pasta. According to the manufacturer of this pasta, you're only supposed to cook it between 9 and 10 minutes and you do not rinse it. The Bio Nature that I've had in the past was not made with red lentil. It seems like they've changed the recipe. Nice springiness to it. It has lentil in it. You would not know if that was gluten-free or not. It's excellent. Better than the La Molisana. No corn and organic. I think we found our winner here. Bio Nature. You didn't tell your guests that this didn't have gluten in it? They'd never know. 10 out of 10. Bio Nature wins hands down. That is my favorite pasta and my new go-to pasta. I'm very excited that we did this. So as a side note, I noticed that there's a lot of new pastas on the market that are made from cauliflower, and they were just not there. Like the lead time on them was like a few weeks. I guess they must be in the container with everything else in America. But I'm looking forward to trying them in the future and letting you know. But what's your favorite pasta? Leave a comment down below, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you like this video if you did in fact like it. Thank you so much.